I just got my C70 back from its third round of repairs from Canon USA. What? Which meant that for a few recent YouTube videos, I was without it. My personal camera options were a T3i, a broken A7S Mark I, my iPhone SE, or my C100 Mark II, which actually shoots lower resolution than the iPhone. So instead of 4K 10-bit 422 crispy footage, you were watching a 2016 camera shot in 1080, not in log, but in wide DR, because this is an 8-bit camera. And I was surprised because it was among my favorite talking head shots I've done for this YouTube channel. It's easy to forget sometimes that location and lighting are so much more important than anything happening inside the camera. I really lucked out on that particular day because I was attempting to fake a window light with a 120D and Fresnel hitting the plants plus a 300D key light. But right before I hit record, the clouds parted, the sun came out, and this shot turned into this. This beautiful, natural, triangular light shape came in on the back wall. I was working with the C100's limited dynamic range after all, so I dropped the blinds to both kill a little bit of exposure on the back wall and also add some texture. Of course, the downside of natural light is that it's always changing, even if you don't realize it while you're filming. Luckily, I didn't do too many takes, so that shape stayed relatively in the same place. One thing I didn't notice until I was editing was that this disco ball planter was hanging out on the ground, getting hit by the window light and casting all of those little white dots, which I personally didn't love, but it is what it is. And one last thing about the location or set decoration I did that I think actually makes a huge difference to that shot is my guitars usually face left to right. But with the mirror in frame, I wanted the front of a guitar to be visible, and more specifically, the front of the coolest looking guitar to be visible. So I flipped all the guitars in the stand so we get that nice little bit of visual interest in the bottom left corner. There is a catch though. I can in fact tell that this footage was artificially sharpened. The C100 just isn't a tack sharp camera for obvious reasons, so I tried to compensate for that a little bit in post. Also, the reason why this shot may have needed artificial sharpening in the first place was because it may have been slightly out of focus. The C100's autofocus is not like the C70's. I had my girlfriend Rachel actually focus the camera for me, hit record, then she went to her office to go to work, and I just tried not to move too much on the focus plane. All right, take one. And if I look at this with a keen eye, I'm pretty sure my forearm is a tad sharper than my face. Womp womp. This is what the C100 footage looks like right out of camera. Now here it is with my tweaks, mostly hue versus sat stuff to make the plants pop and my skin tones a little more even. Then I added a creative LUT named Forest. I'm currently working on a video comparing a slew of purchased and free creative LUTs from various companies and YouTubers. So subscribe if you want a better chance of seeing that in your feed when it comes out.